There are only 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you're a woman of childbearing age, the question. It seems as if from the moment the pregnancy test shows positive that our kids do a phenomenal job of robbing us of every bit of modesty that we ever had. Coming from someone who is naturally immodest, that says a lot. Topics that were previously only discussed with our partners or very closest girlfriends are suddenly free game. Body parts that had previously only been viewed by a few people get examined, swabbed, and measured. Spaces that were sacred become communal. And secrets, you can forget about having or keeping any secrets for at least the next 18 years. The perfect example of this loss of modesty that comes with motherhood is the question. It is almost a guarantee that the question will be asked at most prenatal visits and at every single postpartum visit, and probably at every annual exam from age 18 until menopause. What is your birth control plan? Now, I've talked with my girlfriends, and it has been confirmed that you will get asked the question even if you assure the doctor that you are a lesbian, your husband is deployed, that you have infertility issues, that you're a nun, that you're newly divorced, permanently single. It doesn't matter. You better have a plan, and it better be a good one. The first time I was asked this question was when I was expecting my first child. I was somewhat surprised and taken aback. I mean, after all, I still had many, many months before it'd even be physically possible to conceive another baby, since I was still incubating the first one. I mumbled some answer, and my OB gave me a pass until my next visit. Well, that pesky question reemerged after delivery. No lie, my child hadn't even been out of the womb for 2 hours, and a resident came in and asked me about my birth control plan. I laughed out loud. I told him not to worry, that I certainly wouldn't be making whoopee in the postpartum unit of the hospital. He gave me a stern look and said that it's the same people who laugh who come back pregnant at their first postnatal checkup. And just in case I thought he was kidding, I was asked the question at least 5 more times before we were discharged from the hospital. Seriously, people talk about these things just like the weather. And as if the actual birthing and postpartum days aren't intrusive enough, somehow our children manage to worm their way into our business and personal matters for the rest of their lives. That moment when you're trying on an outfit in the fitting room, and just as you undress, one child decides to crawl out of the room under the door. In a mild state of panic and in underwear only, you have to make the decision to either dress quickly but risk losing your child forever, or just throw all caution to the wind and chase your child through the fitting room in your underwear. Awesome. The time when your son announces in the waiting room of the dentist's office that he was cut out through your belly through a C-section, that his sister was born the same way, that his little brother was born through your vagina, and that another brother and another sister were adopted, so that means they were born from someone else's vagina. Not much that you can say to recover from that. Hey, at least my kids are well educated about anatomy and birth. When your preschooler unpacks your purse, removes sanitary napkins, and sticks them to the floor of the dance studio, there are no words. It has been months since I've taken a bath without a pair of little eyes watching me, inquiring about the size and shape of my body parts or the amount of hair that happens to be or not be in any particular area. Few things in life are certain, but I can guarantee one thing. Your children will strip you of every bit of modesty that you ever had. And it starts with the question. Expecting my 6th child, I'm sure that I've made the repeat offender VIP list for those who really need to get asked, and what exactly is your birth control plan? So when it comes up again, this time at my prenatal visit, I'm not surprised. On any given night, up to 4 of my children can be found sleeping in my bed. There are more sets of little eyes and ears on me than a foreign spy. And anything that happens inside the doors of our home, heck, even inside the doors of my bathroom, might as well be considered common knowledge. I think for a minute about my answer as my youngest child sits on the floor of the doctor's office and pulls credit cards and business cards out of my wallet, including a card for the dermatologist I consulted about laser therapy for the spider veins in my legs, and a card for the rep who sells my skincare products specifically designed to target wrinkles. Right now, a very permanent fix sounds like a very good option. Unless, of course, I want to subject myself to yet another set of curious eyes and probing questions, and another little privacy grubber, and at least another round of 18 more years of sharing every detail of mommy's life with the entire rest of the world.